Your host now.
Okay, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the OpenONU and OpenOMCI library call for December 15, 2021. This is going to be the last meeting of the year. So the first topic on the agenda is the 2.9 release, which is scheduled for December 17. We still have a couple outstanding bugs that we're working to fix in the next couple days, but we're confident we'll be able to make the release happen this week. So I will focus on the open issues first that I don't actually see in this list. Let me bring up Jira and look at the 2.9 outstanding issues. Okay, so the first open issue is C for 2.9 is this sporadic issue ensuring the expected device reason in multi-uni, multi-NU deployment. Michael, is that something you're working on?
No, not really. And I think this is already solved in release 2.9. So the Jira is, in my point of view, only still open for release 2.8 for the missing merge of the bug fix to that release.
Oh, okay, perfect. So it's already fixed in 2.9. It is only to be addressed in 2.8.
Yes, you can see the close Garrett change here for 2.9. So
yeah,
it's fixed in 2.9.
Okay, perfect.
Actually, this leads us to some consideration because, Michael, I think you only saw this in a multi-UNI scenario, right?
Yes.
Özge, can you tell us if the multi-UNI, as far as I know, you are the only one who is currently using the multi-UNI scenario in regarding the pod sports. Do you know if you also will use it in the 2.8 release?
Actually, multi-UNI support will change to pod-UNI. Mahir give more detail for you. But I know it will change.
No, my question was, would you also use Volta release 2.8 for your test, or would you only
yes, sure. But I don't know. I am using these changes in my local test.
But in the master, right? Master branch.
Yes, master.
Because we are the question was, now we are releasing the 2.9 Volta release from master, and the 2.8 was was already released a long time ago, and it is about whether we have to backport such multi-UNI changes to the old 2.8 release. This is the question.
I updated my local code base last Friday, and I think I am using this solution.
Yeah, but Holger,
But
your question.
Sorry.
You're using, 2.8 was the old release. I don't
Yeah.
know, Matteo, when was it released? I think in summer, right?
Yeah, 2.8 was released end of June.
Yeah, the question is if you would use also the 2.8 release to perform multi-UNI tests, or if you only would test it with the current software, with the actual software. That was the question.
Holger, perhaps we shouldn't mix that up, 2.9 and 2.8 now in this discussion, because there's a separate JIRA created from Girish with all the different tasks that we possibly have to merge to 2.8, and that is a discussion on its own. So
okay, that we I think we will do it afterwards. Okay, because because then we could that would mean if we can close this or not, Okay.
Yeah, but I would recommend to have this discussion for this specific JIRA, and maybe not today because Andrea is not here, so it can be clarified perhaps afterwards and really based on the existing JIRA for that.
Yeah, what will probably happen with this JIRA soon is that given that doesn't really apply to Volta 2.9 anymore, I'm probably going to remove the release. So I'm going to change the fixed version to be only 2.8, so it doesn't appear on this list, because this is pretty much the list of things we need to get done by the end of the week. Make sense?
Yes, I think so. And we also have this new JIRA for release 2.8, which was created by Girish, and this one has all the points that are still in focus for release 2.8 with the reference to this story here. So it is not lost, even if you if you remove 2.9 or even if you remove 2.8, whatever you want to do there.
Okay, sounds good. Then the next issue, I think it's in the OpenONU adapter. That's not related to the OpenONU one. Is that right, Girish?
No, it's not related to OpenONU adapter.
Okay, same for 44900. This was actually discussed yesterday at the TST. Well, Osjed, 3609, this issue here. Is this something that is still happening and that needs to be fixed in 2.9?
Actually, I am not working on this task, and I am just focused on voice over IP now. I don't have, I don't know actually. I will fix it as soon as possible. If someone else have a time, can get assigned to yourself.
What is
Matteo, I would suggest to shift it to 2.10. This is a very low priority issue with a name that is not, so the title is a little bit misleading now. There are comments in the back of the description. So the only thing that was left in my point of view that we do not need to perform some unlock operation in case the port is blocked at that point. So that is, I think, from functionality point of view, very low priority.
Oh.
If something needs to be done at all, that should be clarified perhaps later, but I think it's no problem to shift it to 2.10.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, and then I think there isn't anything else that is pending on the OpenONU Go adapter side for the release. So we can go back to the agenda. But looking at this agenda, it looks to me pretty much the same one as last week call. Because we discussed the list of fixes and Girish created this Jira. And I don't see any new discussion here that needs to be done. Do you guys see anything?
Actually, Andreas said on Monday that we want to discuss actually this wall 45 15 regarding backporting, but okay, I could also understand if Andreas is not available, then we can shift this.
Yeah.
That's why my question at the beginning regarding usage of multi UNI scenario in the 2.8, because some of these changes are related to multi UNI scenario. But okay, we can also shift it because it's backporting shifted to January.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I will wait, Andrea, for that. But I think we had support for multi UNI in 2.8. Or at least it was introduced in BBC during the 2.8 timeframe. So I think multi-UNI was supported in 2.8. We just didn't have any specific test for that yet. So there was one, apart this task, there is another discussion that is going on Slack regarding the test. So there was a patch that I sent, let me find. Okay, I had submitted this patch and I see Thorsten point of maintaining the dynamic calculation of the flows. And now that I understand better the test case, I'm completely fine with it. So I'm going to abandon this patch. But there is still an issue when running the test with the Turk Telecom use case. So if we look at one of the test run done with the new image, the only test that still fails is the flow deletion after the adapter restart for Turk Telecom. But that, when we go looking...
Higher. Yeah.
Hello?
Yes, you're right.
Yeah, and so that is failing because of this cleanup in the technology profile path. And when I was, I think Holger was saying that this is actually fine to have this value left. What was it? Because these are the only information that are left in the ONU, so there is actually no flow information. So what do we want to do to get this test green? Should we change the test, or should we make sure that even these innocuous values are not left behind?
short before the meeting, I had a look into the log file of this test. And actually, the scenario is the following. We have, we have 3 tech profiles for the TT, the 64, 65, 66. And the test is removing the flows during the absence of the old OpenONU adapter. And when we come back, after the reconciling, then we query the OLT adapter for the TP instances for the different tech profiles. And the scenario looks the following. The tech profile 64, there's no instance anymore, so we delete it completely and do not handle it anymore. But we will find TP instances for 65 and 66. So we reconcile these and also the flows. But later on, some seconds later, we receive update flow incrementally and delete tcont and delete gemport RPCs for 65 and 66 tech profile, and everything is fine afterwards. The question is now, should we handle the tech profiles equally in this scenario, or would you say it is okay that only the first tech profile is then deleted when we come back, and all the other twos are still valid and will be cleaned up later on?
Holger, I would like to prefer wait until succeed in this case. So we can wait.
Yeah, but you will wait, but the keys will remain for 65 and 66. But as I said, in map was only with keys, but empty value is equally handled in the adapter as a completely empty map. So this is the question. Actually, the question was to Matteo, if we can live with this unequal handling of the tech profiles in this scenario.
So I believe that's something that happens in the OpenOLT adapter. Is that correct, Girish?
I lost for a bit due to my unstable internet connection. So can you frame the simplest question? I mean, there was a lot of discussion and I lost some context.
Okay, that means when the adapter is restarted and it is not present and the flows are removed in the ONUs, and we come back and we query the OLT adapter for the TP instances. Then we will not get any TP instance for TP 64, but for 65 and 66.
Yeah.
So we will reconcile 65, 66, and then some seconds later, these TPs and flows are removed again. So this question is, should we live with this behavior, or would it be necessary to clean up all the TP instances on this for TT in this scenario before we come back?
So once you reconcile, if you don't receive certain TP instances, I mean, you could safely assume that the TP and all the flow associated with it are cleaned. So you should just clean that up on the ONU side as well as the adapter.
There's a question is why you hold on and do not clean it for 65 and 66 too.
Yeah, you don't clean that up because that exists still.
Yeah,
the question is why it still exists.
Probably because
other ONUs use it.
No, that's a technology profile instance. It's a per ONU thing.
I mean, this is interesting. I mean, I don't see how. I mean, in case of TT workflow, I mean, if you unprovision subscriber, I mean, I don't see how one tech profile is cleared while other are not, and that could probably happen if some flows are cleared while some are not cleared yet, but then the OpenONU adapter comes comes back up in between. So it's possible that, you know, you're in a transient state and, you know, the OpenONU adapter restarts.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's possible that then, I mean, if those technology profile instances are not cleaned up, I mean, you should certainly receive those corresponding flow removes. So
that could be that. Yeah, that could be that. I think you have a 30-second timeout in the RW core, right? So probably the cleanup for 64 started, and then you will not get finished with it, and then the cleanup of 65 and 66 falls into the period where we already present, right? After the reconciling.
Right.
Okay, then right. It seems to be okay, this behavior, right?
Yeah, it's probably just a timing of when the flow delete is received and processed.
Okay, then that means the current values can be handled as okay, I think. This empty table.
Can we change the test to check that if these values are empty, then it's fine?
I think, Torsten, you already have this check, but you start with 64, right?
Sorry, I was mute. Yes, of course, I start with 65.4. But just let me get the chance to ask a question. When I understand you right, these tech profiles will be removed later on, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
After 30 seconds.
About a little bit long, I think. Yeah, probably delayed due to the problems with deleting 64 because we are absent. They are delayed at least 30 seconds, yeah, because it is the RW core timer probably.
So I think we should make this wait for succeed at this point where the cursor is currently.
So, Torsten, are you saying that this validate tech profile and flows in etcd data should be wrapped in a loop for a minute?
Yes, right.
But Torsten, that will not change anymore because it is also the valid state. As I said, the TP pass map with only keys and no value is equal as a completely empty.
Yes, I understand. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
I understand, but I looking for a very simple solution, and this was my first idea to repeat it in a for loop for 1 minute.
But it will not change anymore.
Okay,
forever, so.
So okay, there was a misunderstanding. I thought it will be removed later on, but it will keep so as it is here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay, then I will do another change. I will do it, so we will get it green.
So when you exactly.
But Matteo, we have another problem. I already posted in the Slack. We can't run the TT and DT scenarios locally.
I saw the message. Do you have any logs you can share for that?
I have robot logs. Is it enough, or do you need some ONUs and ONU adapter or something else? So send me this in Slack what you need, and I will give it to you.
Yeah, if you can give me the component logs and the robot logs, I can take a look. But we see it working reliably, both on Jenkins and on our setup. Yes, that's we're wondering why, and we don't have any idea. I will send it to you, and then we will see. Okay. Yeah. Fine. So I can share on Slack because the logs are capable of collecting. Sorry, the robot tests are collecting the logs as well. Yes, I will do so. Okay, perfect. Thank you. So I'm going to look into that and see what's up, and we'll wait for your patch to address this test. Thank you very much. So this is all that I had to discuss. Is there anything else that needs to be discussed? Or I think I heard Andrea online.
There was one more issue that I brought up some time back, that Torsten wanted to enhance some tests for the multi-uni test. It was on Slack channel. Let me try to pull that up.
Was it on the OpenONU Adapter Go channel, Girish?
I just pinged the job here. It was on the @run dev channel.
Here you mean on the chat?
Yeah, on the Zoom chat, I just pinged the job. So we have this one test that is consistently failing. And Torsten was talking about some improvements that were needed in the test. But I also saw some problems in the, from the OpenONU logs as well. So basically what's happening is after enable of the ONU, we immediately disable again in the next iteration. I think that probably is causing some problems. Yeah, in theory, we should be able to handle that, but we always need to stagger device configurations like disable, enable. Otherwise, I mean that's not generally the way we test things on the hardware or even with BBSIM. I also saw some strange issues with the previous test. I mean, there was a bunch of Volta add subscriber and remove subscriber, but there was no activity at all in the Volta stack.
So do you mean that we do this device, disable device?
And then there is a sleep of 5 seconds, and then there is an enable device. And there is no delay at all, and it goes to the next iteration and then disables the device immediately again.
But so we wait that the device is disabled, but that never happened. So I don't see any other enable.
That was probably in the previous test. I don't recall. No, okay, go to the 0th iteration. So you enable the device after sleep 5 seconds, and the next disable happens immediately.
Okay, so we do disable, sleep, enable. We wait for the port to be enabled.
But if you see the duration of these steps, I mean, they are like, fraction of millisecond. I mean, 100, 200 millisecond. And
but then we
the
do
next
the disable on a different ONU.
It's the same ONU actually. I mean, it seems like it's a different ONU, but this is a multi-unit test on a single ONU.
Oh, okay, so we are flipping up and down the same ONU.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really need so many iterations. It's actually the same ONU, and all the uniports are on the same ONU.
Okay, so this might sounds like it's an artifact of the way the configuration in the test is written. That the test was intended to do it once, but then when we started testing the unitag command, then we basically replicate the commands for each service in the subscriber. And so we operate multiple times on the same ONU.
Right.
What's the goal of this test?
So there is a command that is used by Turk Telecom that let you provision one single service. I need to find. It has to be somewhere here when we do the add subscriber call. Okay, so there is this command that is used by Torque Telecom to provision a subscriber. Basically, it's an alternative to the normal VoLT add subscriber command and let you specify which particular service with which tag you want to provision. And so there were some issues in the ONOS app in handling the flows when this way of provisioning the subscriber was used instead of provisioning all the services. So we added this test to verify that. And so when we provision the subscriber, there are 4 iterations because we are provisioning the 4 different services for HSIA, VOD, VoIP, and multicast. But then probably the same loop is applied to all the other cases in which we enable and disable the ONUs, and that doesn't make too much sense. So I think this is something that we need to report to Hardik and address this test case.
Yeah, I think might be not really practical because it's not really some operation. The critical operation is not something that is normally done in some normal operation condition. But anyway, it would be interesting to know what really happens in the system. So basically, of course, it should work as well. So my proposal would be to not throw the test case just away. Maybe it can be inspected and evaluated also later, but something happens here that seems to be, not normal.
Yeah, I'm going to put a note here just so that we remember.
Yeah,
and
so
I can take a look at this today and at least see what's happening.
I looked at the 21st iteration of this test. I think you are seeing 24. So what I saw there was after device disable, the flows were being removed, but I saw the OpenONU adapter complaining that, it receives a tech profile delete, but then it complains that the tech profile was never installed to delete it. That was a problem that I saw. But then I also saw, some things like, trying to enable too soon after disable. Yes, in theory, we should handle that, but we normally, stagger all such device configurations. We don't issue such commands, in fraction of second from each other. And also the test requires certain improvements as, as we just discussed. It's just a single device with multiple uniports, and we're trying to disable and enable the same device again and again at each iteration.
It's actually one uniport. It's always the first uni.
No, if you go to the second test, I think it's trying to do on the second uniport, but the device disabled, the same device is disabled and enabled again.
Well, the second device never really gets to provision the service, but when we do the
you don't look at this test case. You probably, this failed too soon, but if you go to some previous iterations of this test, like 21, you would see that it's the same device.
So this is still,
Okay, this one is still failed too soon. Yeah, I mean, let's not debug this here then. I mean, probably
yeah,
we could
yeah,
wait.
we can take this offline. But I believe this is actually the same uni. It's 4 different services on the same uni. So
Okay.
it's another layer compared to the UNIs. But yeah, it doesn't make sense to provision a service, then disable the device, bring it back, and provision a new service.
Right.
So we can definitely talk about this more. I can get back to my notes.
But in Atran Dev channel, we discussed today about this, and I take a look at one run and make the suggestion to reduce the loops over the ONU, that we only run one loop for each UNI ID and not for all the services.
Well, the problem is that since we need to provision the service one after the other, we need to loop over the services, because the provision subscriber call is not the regular one. So this call needs to be done one per service.
This is in the sanity test, right?
Sorry?
This is in the sanity test.
No, this is not a sanity test. It's a different
No,
test.
no, it's in the sanity test. It's the keyword sanity test TT. One ONU.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it is, but it's actually provisioning one. So there might be some rework that is needed in the way this test case is designed, because it seems a little hard to mix it with the ONU sanity test, because we need to iterate on the services per each UNI, and it seems like it's entangled with the ONUs.
I understand. But what I saw was the test case failed because of a wrong reason of the ONU adapter. Right?
So you mean that, yeah, here it's failing.
And after discussion with Holger,
yeah, this is probably right as per the discussion.
Oh no, I saw admin log today, and okay. After the introduction of the flow deletion after disable, there is another reason, the correct one. This is the tag profile config delete success. All the other reasons are transient reasons only. And it's not stable to catch them.
Okay, well, that seems to be the last one in which we end. That is, we expect it to be, MCI admin lock.
Yes.
But it is, MCI flows deleted. That seems a valid reason to me, because when we disable the device, we are removing the flows.
Disable. After disable, we should have tag profile config delete success. And this will be not checked here.
But so when we disable the device, the flows are removed from the device. So why is OMCI flows deleted not a valid reason?
OMCI flows deleted. Okay, from which reason do you come? From OMC flows pushed?
Yeah, I think the first time was OMCI flows push, and then it went to OMCI flows delete.
Right.
Okay, in the test of the OpenONU adapter, we have an alternative reason. This is OMC flows pushed, OMC flows deleted, right? So this can be also a valid state. But Holger, Michael, can you remember?
Actually, I remember that the deletion of the tech profile should be the last action, right, Michael? Because we still need gemport and tcont when we deal with the flows, right? And the deletion of the tech profiles should be the last action, shouldn't it?
Yes, yes. I think that's what we set now in all the other test cases as the valid state after flow deletion. Yeah, we try to keep the sequence at building up the flows, that we first configure the tech profiles, gemports, tcons, and then the according VLAN configuration on top of this. And on deletion, we try to keep the sequence vice versa. So we always try to lead the VLAN configuration first, and afterwards, if that is done, the gemports and tcons.
But the tech profile will not show up, right? This reason we end in OMC flows push, OMC flows deleted here.
You must be Turk Telekom is a specific scenario, and you must. There's always the problem that that you have multiple flows that might get deleted nearly at the same time, and it might be a question of time when you ask for the device reason that you get a specific state, because it's only a ONU state that you get for one or the other flow. So maybe at a certain time instant when you request the data, you will see the state which comes from the removal of one flow, which is so let's say in general flow. And this might be still busy with, or might just have done the VLAN deletion, while other flows are still in progress of just deleting the tech profile. Might be a problem here in this test, specifically for Turk Telekom scenario.
But this step is in executing for like 1 minute or so. So the reason should have stabilized.
Okay, and in the end, if you wait long enough and you do not accept flow deleted, then yeah, my expectation would really be that in the end there should be tech profile configuration deleted.
Right.
If not, then it would be worth checking the according log, ONU adapter log, why this is not the case.
Yeah, I did see some issues in the OpenONU Go log, as I mentioned before. I think the log should be investigated further. And also you see that, the operation state is activating, which doesn't seem good at all.
It's also a little bit surprising, yes.
That's strange.
So can you guys take a look at this job tomorrow?
Sure, I'll also spend some time. Holger, I mean, if you get chance, I'll share my findings, but I mean, if you get a chance, you can also take a look.
But there's a recent run, it will not be deleted, I think, in the next days, right? Okay, we can have a look at it tomorrow.
But Girish, so I will not change anything. Okay.
But the test still requires an improvement. The way we test now is not very optimal, but still it ideally shouldn't have landed in this problem. I look at the issue that exists now, but the test could certainly use some improvements.
Yeah, I think we can discuss the test improvement with Hardik. But let's start understanding what's happening here and if it is something we need to be concerned for the release or not.
Sounds good.
Okay, so I added that on the agenda. And do we have anything else we need to discuss today?
Yeah, perhaps just for completeness of the release 2.9, there was just another bug fix JIRA that concerns upgrade. And this was concerning a specific.
I believe it's the first bullet of the software update, Theo, 4.5.
Ah, Andreas there. Okay.
Yeah, guys, sorry, I joined late. I was in another meeting. Thanks, Theo, for hosting and
Sure.
much appreciated.
So does this affect 2.9 too?
Yes, I guess. So I only wanted to mention it because there is still something done. So there's an open Garrett review for that provided by Himani. But I think it will be fixed with that. So it's not really a greater problem. So just for completeness. And I think also Holger has provided another fix today that was a very fast merge by Andrea. That might be the according JIRA is still pending or not. I'm not sure.
Already closed.
It's already closed. Okay.
But this
Oh,
patch
hold on.
from Imani reference a different JIRA.
Yeah, no, this is not the patch, Theo.
Well, this
I'm
is
not
the
sure
only
if there
one
is
open.
another patch. Yeah, I was actually wondering which patch, Michael, you refer to, because there seems not to be anything related to that.
29796. Yeah, this
but
is the one.
Yeah, no, it's unrelated to the JIRA that I added to the notes. So this is, yeah, this is something, but I would say it's not very important. Theo, you can tag it for 2.9, but it's a minor thing. I wouldn't consider it. We're probably going to go ahead and merge it, and we're probably going to go ahead and backport it to 2.8, but it's a minor thing.
Yeah, but I think, Andrea, the Garrett patch provided by Himani is the one that solves this issue.
But
no,
this issue?
No, exactly.
No, not this one.
Oh, okay.
So if you go back here in this JIRA, you can also already see the Garrett review.
Yeah. So yes, this JIRA will be fixed by Himani's patch, but I was concerned about the one I tagged there, which is a panic that was reported by Salman.
Okay, this is something I don't know.
Sorry, I thought you meant this. I thought you meant this JIRA, not the other one.
No. This one is new to me. Yeah, so we also have to have a look at this, even though it was reproduced, I think, in 2.8, if I understand it correctly here.
Yes.
So, but might be that the same problem exists in 2.9 as well. Yeah. So yeah, we have to have a look at it.
Okay, can I assign it to you, Holger, just to keep track of it?
Or Michael.
Okay.
Michael? Oh, sorry.
Michael. Okay, Michael's a little bit busy with other tasks, I think. Or do you have a time to have a look at it?
I think I won't do anything with that. Perhaps I'll look at it. So I prefer that you insert Holger here,
Okay.
or Himani or whoever, because I want
Okay,
to be code.
I assigned it to Holger so it doesn't get lost. Holger, feel free to assign it to someone else.
Okay.
Yeah, anyway, I'll try to have a look at it tomorrow.
Okay, guys. Thank you very much for the meeting. We are at the top of the hour, so unless there is anything else that is urgent, I think we should call it a meeting.
I think this is good. And Amo, given that this just a quick point, given that this is an already existing issues and it's a very minor element, I think we can keep it, and if we fix it after the release, okay.
Well, so this is a minor, so the priority
Yeah.
is not high. It goes to
Maybe
medium.
medium. Yeah.
Sounds good. Okay, guys. I'm pretty sure we'll talk on Slack, but if we don't talk, have a good Christmas break and a happy new year, and talk to you in 2022.
Just a second, I now read this this Jira completely. I have already dealt with that, and I made some comments in the Jira how this should be solved. And yeah, that's why I think Holger is the correct person who should deal with that, because I think the best solution would be to do it in the ONU image list processing, the correction. And that's one thing that Holger dealt with in the recent time.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I would like to add that due to the fact that Michael is moving also to a different project in Atran, we might see Michael not much more, or I mean, that does not mean never again, but it means in the next year there will be more focus on different things. So I would like to thank also Michael here for all the work that is done in this group.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Michael. Was amazing working with you, and I mean the contribution you made was outstanding, and there's really no other way of putting it. So really thanks a lot, and we owe you a great deal of the implementation and the scale that we managed to reach with the OpenONU Go adapter. So really thanks for that, and it's really appreciated. And I hope we see you again, not lose you completely.
Oh, yeah, let's see what the future will bring.
Yeah, he's not out of the world. Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much. Was kind of fun to join working here.
High and lows, I guess.
What do you mean, kind of?
Yeah,
Kind of.
Yeah, not always as always. If you sometimes it's hard work, and sometimes it's nice to see what was created and what was reached with all the work that was done and all the collaboration that was also done in the ONU Adapter group here. So yeah, thank you all for your collaboration.
Thanks, Michael.
Thanks, Michael. Thanks.
Thanks a lot, Michael.
Okay, thanks, guys. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye, guys.
Bye.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.